Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you back to Pokémon Showdown. This week is the Spooky Cup, and this is a special set of rules put in place by Game Freak. You can compete on Battle Spot or on Pokémon Showdown. It's a lot of fun. There are certain spooky Pokémon that you can only use, and there are no Mega Evolutions. So it's got some crazy twists and turns to it. So before we get into the battle, I'm just going to bring up my team here for you to look at. I'm not going to explain every Pokemon, because a lot of these are pretty self-explanatory, like Weavile, Volcarona, Hydreigon, but I will explain three things. First of all, my Volcarona, while it does run Overheat and Pug Buzz, which are pretty standard, it's actually a Rocky Helmet, Rage Powder, Tailwind set. I run Rage Powder, and Rocky Helmet for damage redirection, so anything that attacks will attack Volcarona instead, and physical attackers will take some damage from the Rocky Helmet. Tailwind is another support move that I use to boost the speed of my team, which can make the big matchup make the big difference in mirror matchups, I should say. So because Hydreigon, Volcarona, and Weavile are all very common Pokemon in this format, it helps to have something that can give me a bit of an edge. So that's why I have this Volcarona here. The next thing I want to talk about is Crocodile, because Crocodile is kind of an unusual Pokemon, but I love Crocodile. I run a Choice Band, Knockoff, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Outrage set. I run Outrage because there are no Fairy types in the Spooky Cup, so I can use this to go off on a complete Outrage. Alternatively, I can just hit hard with Rock Slide, Earthquake, or Knockoff, and Crocodile, being fast and powerful, can usually get a KO or two. Plus, it uses Intimidate, which cripples other physical attackers. Now, enough of all that. Let's address the big, floating, twin-headed elephant in the room. Weezing. This is probably not a Pokemon you were expecting to see, but I love Weezing. It's super good. It's a physical monster, and there's actually very little that can deal with it in the Spooky Cup. It sticks around for the entire game, it spreads Will-O-Wisp, it uses Sludge Bomb, there are no Steel types, to the greater extent of my knowledge, if I'm remembering correctly off the top of my head. There are no Steel types, so you can Sludge Bomb away, Pain Split for recovery, and if Weezing looks like he's absolutely about to go down, you can Destiny Bond to take something down with you. This Weezing is basically my partner in leads. I will almost always lead with this Weezing, so it can come out, it can spread statuses, and just generally be a nuisance that my opponents have been very hard-pressed to deal with. Even when I've lost, Weezing has been one of the last Pokemon standing, because he's just so hard to take down. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the battle proper. So, here we go. Now, I had anticipated a lead of either Meowstic or Sableye, and he turns out to lead with both, which caught me pretty off guard. I led with Weezing and Weavile, and while I do have a good matchup here, the Sableye is a pretty big concern because I don't have any Fairy-type attacks, so I have no means of hitting it for any super effective damage. Now, the Sableye shows that it is carrying Will-O-Wisp, but it does go for the Will-O-Wisp onto my Weavile. I'm able to get a bit of damage off onto the Meowstic. And next turn, my Weezing suffers the burn instead of my Weavile, and I'm able to get a knockoff onto the Sableye, while Weezing chips away Meowstic more and more with its Sludge Bomb. Weezing suffers from a bit of the burn, and wanting to preserve him for later, I switch into Volcarona. Now Sableye goes for the Will-O-Wisp again onto Weavile, does get the burn, but Weavile, even through the burn, is able to knock off Meowstic's Light Clay and take it out of the game. And that was through Reflect too, so good on you, Weavile. Now Trevenant comes in, and I don't really know what to expect from Trevenant. They're always tricky Pokemon though. So anticipating some shenanigans, I brought Weezing back in, and I went for the Bug Buzz targeting the Trevenant. It goes for the Rock Slide and almost deletes Volcarona out of the game, but Volcarona hangs in there, it takes the Dazzling Gleam, Weezing takes the Dazzling Gleam, and at this point I'm realizing the Sableye is less and less of a threat. So I throw my Overheat into the Trevenant. It does cripple my Volcarona's special attack, but it takes Trevenant out of the game completely, and Weezing is even able to get off a Will-O-Wisp onto Sableye, so it can't pull any stall shenanigans with Recovery, Prankster, or any setup shenanigans. Now, Aegislash comes in, and I know that it's going to go for the Shadow Sneak. I just have a hunch, so I bring in Weavile. The Shadow Sneak does come out, he had been fishing for the pickoff, and Sableye actually starts going for the Calm Mind. Now, I do manage to get off the burn onto Aegislash courtesy of Weezing. If you hadn't noticed, Weezing is doing literally all of the work this game. It's incredible. Everyone suffers a bit for the burns, and I know he's going to go for the King Shield, so I go for the Protect with my Weavile, and Sableye goes for the Dazzling Gleam. Weavile is protected from it, and my Weezing is able to get off a Pain Split onto Aegislash, putting it back into green HP before the burn. Now I'm in a position where I can go for the knockoff onto the Aegislash, but I made a very, very severe error in doing that, because this Aegislash is a weakness policy Aegislash, and it Sacred Swords right through my flimsy little Weavile. Now my Sludge Bomb is able to bring Sableye pretty gosh darn low. In fact, it's only got 2 more turns left in it before the burn takes it down, as does Aegislash. So I bring Volcarona back in. I'm prepared to take any attack, I'm prepared to get off a Bug Buzz or an Overheat, but the Shadow Sneak does take Volcarona down. I am able to get off a Destiny Bond just in case something is able to take me out, but Aegislash and Sableye both go down to their burns, and Weezing is the Pokemon that still stands strong. Thank you, Weezing. I'm gonna have to come up with an honorary nickname for Weezing because it held in there. I didn't even have to use my 4th Pokemon because Weezing endured through a Sableye, a Meowstic, a Trevenant, and an Aegislash. They just didn't have an answer for it. Honestly, if you are playing the Spooky Cup, consider Weezing. It's so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. It was a great game and I had a lot of fun with it. Until next time, guys, take care and have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.